to find out, you as a Latina woman, what's going on, man, with the black? I mean, is it cool with y'all dating black brothers? You don't have an issue with that, but who does?
Black women. Black women. Black women.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. You know, I must say, a lot of black men get a lot of hatred, especially from people within the black community. That's just not black women. It's a lot of other black men hating on black men themselves, but that's a whole nother story. A lot of black men go underappreciated and are usually talked down upon, despite being, you know what, decent options to date and marry. At least this is what other races of women are saying. But I digress. Let's talk about the hatred of black men. Literally being a black man trying to get love from some people in the black community is a horror story. And you have so many people hating on you.
These, by virtue, would peg me as the stereotypical black woman, except for the fact that I'm not obese, because that is what these crazy black men try to say is black women are undesirable, they're obese, they don't take care of themselves, they have nasty attitudes, which I have a badass attitude as well. So like I said, I definitely fall into the stereotype of a undesirable black woman. However, none of that stops me from dating and choosing very consciously to not and never again date black men. And I have a little list here, which only took me about 3 seconds to put together, of why I don't date black men. Now, the first reason is because they're extremely insecure.
And then there are other women who are trying to throw some advice and shade at the same time.
Systematic racism aside, black men, there's something I want to put you on game about if you are in corporate America. A lot of black men are not moving up in corporate America, and it's because they are not married. I have worked in the banking industry, and I have also worked for a government agency. I have sat amongst millionaires. I have sat amongst politicians, lawmakers, senators, all of this. I have overheard the type of conversations that they have. They do not trust you if you are not married. They don't trust you because they perceive if you're not married, you do not have the means to stay motivated, you have issues with commitment, and you have issues with dedication. Especially if you have children and you are not married to the child's mother or have never been married to the child's mother, they definitely perceive you as someone who has commitment and dedication issues. And a lot of these people, they will not work with you if you are not married. Or if they do work with you, you were the very last on the list. And I'm telling you this for information purposes only, not for judgment, belittling, or any of that. I just want to put y'all on game about what people in position of power feel about men who are not married in corporate America.
Well, shorty, we understand what you're trying to say. You know, you're trying to say to the black man that, you know, hey, if you don't marry us, you're not gonna get married. But we get it. We understand the hatred. But this is not everybody. And this is interesting because despite the hatred that some black men get, there are ladies out there who are very interested in dating black men themselves. And this is when this young lady here went viral for saying this.
To all my single Puerto Rican ladies, get you a black man. Yep, I said it. Get you a black man. You will thank me later. Now, with that being said, they love arroz. And you know what? Then my man got the audacity not to eat meat. So tonight, I'm going to make him arroz con chocha.
Now, she's saying, Puerto Rican ladies, if you're single, get you a black man. Now, that sounds very different from kind of what we heard in the beginning. But then I came across another channel in which I saw this lady who's Puerto Rican who loves dating black men herself.
need to find out, you as a Latina woman, what's going on, man, with the black? I mean, is it cool with y'all dating black brothers? You don't have an issue with that, but who does?
Black women.
Is that a fact?
Well, I think it's a fact because they just happen to think and believe that we are taking their men. Their men. Their men. Their men.
But then she admitted that a lot of other women are hating on her.
You see what black women have blatantly did with you being with a black woman.
Where do I start?
Damn.
That guy I was telling you about. Perfect gentleman, sweetheart. Worked as a some type of bodyguard, whatever. Anyway, ran around. You know, he belonged to a lot of organizations. So yes, there's a lot of women around in these organizations, and which is predominantly men that belong to the organizations, but there's always women around. And he would never leave my side. He was a true gentleman. We would go out places, he'd stay by my side. And these black women, I would get the looks, I would get the snide remarks, I'd get everything.
Shout out to the B University Charm School. That's the brother Ax Nathaniel. And I kind of want to talk about this because this is something that's very, very interesting. Again, a lot of African American women, you know, I can understand that familiarity can breed content. And just like how some black men can complain about black women and say that they're tired of them, it's very possible that other groups of men, because they're different, could appreciate black women all the same. But why is it that we see so many other groups of women so interested in black men if these black men are just so terrible? Why are so many other women like saying that, hey, I would like to date black men and date black men exclusively? You do see it with other women like white women. You see it with Hispanic women. You see it with Filipino women. I'm from California. It's a very diverse state. And, you know, I saw it when I was coming up. Interracial dating was even huge in the 2000s. In Sacramento, it was very difficult, you know, to see a lot of the professional black men even paying black women any attention. You know, that was happening even when I was at Sacramento State University, where a lot of my friends who went to medical school or dental school was just not interested in dating sisters. And that's typically not because they just didn't like them. It's just that a lot of brothers saw some opportunities in other places, and so they took them. And that's the story of the day. If black men are so terrible and they are so awful, why do these other ladies desire them? Now, I know what they're gonna say. Angry music, well, those black men only get those white women who are out of shape, or those Hispanic women that are out of shape. Those women are broken, they don't have anything. And they will also say something very similar about the guys that are going overseas. But the reality is a win is a win, right? Like, you know, whenever you date a white man or a non-black man who doesn't have his stuff together and he ends up being broke and not having anything, stop the show. That sounds like a YouTube couple that I know, right? Oh yeah, that sounds like the Queen of Kings YouTube channel. You see, when she's over there with her white man and white zaddy who she complains about, you know, not being able to provide or take care of her or do the things that she needs to do, when she gets mad at him and exposing him all like that, I mean, hey, you guys are just saying, well, look, she got a white man, so it's all good, right? Well, okay, so let's not judge these same black men for the same kind of women they're getting on the opposite side, since we see so many black women who are literally taking care of non-black men as well, okay? And the reality is that these guys have, you know, options in the market, whether you feel like those options are good or not. And then that comes to this last point. Can black women really judge the great black male talent? Let me tell you a sad story. I want to go back to the 2017 NFL draft. The San Francisco 49ers made a big mistake. They took this guy, Solomon Thomas, at defensive end. Solomon Thomas, I don't even believe is starting right now on the Jets. I believe that he's actually terrible right now, right? He had all the things that we were looking for in a player. He was just not good, and he could not really stay healthy at all. But, you know, that's what happens. You don't always get it right. He ended up being a bust. Want to know who he passed on? Pick number 10, Kansas City Chiefs selected Patrick Mahomes, which we could have got him because we needed a quarterback and we decided to go with a defensive end. And guess what? That guy has torched us 2 times in the Super Bowl. I mean, stop the show. We could have even taken Deshaun Watson. I mean, that would have been better than that guy. And Deshaun Watson sucks now. But we didn't. We paid the price because we couldn't judge the talent out there that was available to us. And when you don't judge your talent great, then what happens is somebody else picks it up. And I think that's what's happening right now in the black community. You have so many black women and they have opportunities with these black men that could be good providers or, you know, good people for them, and they just can't see it, or they don't know what to judge. And then so these other ladies that come from these other communities can see it in these black men. And then all of a sudden there's a problem because, you know, this black man sold out. He's not good. He's not decent. He's shady and all of that. And I'm sitting there like, okay, but why didn't you take him? Because the other ladies are. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I urge you for all that you do, subscribe to the bell. We're out.